Okay, Representative Hoffman?
Mr. Chairman, are we ready for the next speaker?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, next we'll go to Scott Walter with Capital Research Center. Mr. Walter, you're going to have 1 minute. The floor is yours.
Unmute your microphone.
No, go ahead and unmute your microphone, please. There we go.
Chairman Kavanaugh, members of the committee, thanks for letting me testify. I'm Scott Walter of the Capital Research Center, a nonprofit watchdog. I would think left and right could agree. Should Arizona's elections be governed by you, the people's representatives, or by one big tech billionaire? Billionaires' donations and dark money are widely attacked, including by at least 4 committee members. The nonprofit that spurred this bill, Center for Tech and Civic Life, or CTCL, funded by Facebook billionaire Mark Zuckerberg, is dark, refusing to disclose its donors. And worse, it's kept dark how much money went to which election offices, though federal law requires reports publicly of grants of $5,000 or more. We've studied the data for Arizona and 7 more states. Highlights are in my written testimony, but the pattern's simple. It's more likely to fund heavily Democratic jurisdictions and do so disproportionately. I urge you to investigate its dealings with every Arizona election office. Did it initiate funding, set preconditions? Did counties follow Arizona laws?
10 seconds.
Who designed ads? Who was hired and from where? You have to decide whether you want nonprofits privatizing Arizona's elections. I'm happy to take questions.
Questions?
Mr. Chair,
Representative
thank you. I just want to correct the testimony. Actually, one of the highest grantees by the Center for Tech and Civic Life was actually Pinal County, which last I checked, I think it's Republicans who represent that county and outnumber the Democrats in that area. So I think it's important to correct it. Somehow it was more Democratic skewing areas that benefited from the grant. I think across the board, counties that sway across the political spectrum use that out. And just yes, I just want to make sure members are aware of that.
Mr. Chairman.
Representative Hoffman?
Yeah, question, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Walter, would you go ahead and just expound on that? I assume it sounded like you've extrapolated more data than simply the state of Arizona. Would you just touch on the point that Representative Salman just made, please?
Sure. In Arizona, well, first of all, I should say, if she knows all the data, I'd love to get it. Please send it, make it public. They refuse to do so. They've refused the New York Times, the Associated Press, and other groups. Yes, repeatedly, I'll send you, I see some people foolishly saying no. I'm happy to send you articles in those publications saying they were refused the data that apparently one representative on the committee has. It's wonderful if she does. I'd love to see it. Arizona, the disproportionate funding was less bad than usual, but here's the easy data for Arizona, okay? You had 9 counties that got funding. You had 6 counties that did not. Everywhere you did have greater turnout in this election versus the 2016 election. But listen to these simple numbers. In the counties that were funded, the Republican votes increased 46% more than they increased in the unfunded counties. On the Democrat side, the counties that were funded saw an 81% better vote increase than the ones that were not funded. And again, you're shaking your head. I'm happy to send, I have the spreadsheet. I'll send the spreadsheet.
We're going to try to stop the inter-Zoom debate. Okay, any other questions?
So the point is, the effect is heavily partisan, which, by the way, violates 501c3 federal law that says you cannot have the effect of helping one party.
Mr. Walter,
Chairman.
thank you for that explanation.